I might have to run out just in case.
Well, now I recorded it so you can watch it later. All right. So I basically hear that you want to know how to grow the network through maybe 3 groups. Oh, hi. Well, just ask me questions. I'll give you some tips of how I do what I do, I guess.
Sure. I guess my first question is, how do you most successfully grow your market, your network?
What I did is I kind of mentally made a list of things that I liked or that related to me. Actually, I would suggest writing one out, but like I like yoga, so I wrote yoga, or I dance and I like dance, or I'm a single mom, so stuff like that. And I'd go and find groups that were specific to those things. So I looked for like every yoga group I could find in my area or even outside of Atlanta where I live. And then I looked at like every dancing group, every single mom group, just anything. Like I like to do arts and crafts. And this way, everybody that's in that group has at least one thing in common with me. And that way, when I'm speaking to them, that's the thing that I know I'm going to connect on. That's the thing that I'm going to make sure it comes up in the conversation pretty quickly. So that way we connect right away.
Right.
I think is there a way to stop the video? Because it's not recording. Hold on one sec. Not my video, but your video. Do you guys know how to do that?
I
don't. Well, no, I'll try and figure
think you hit gallery view, or I could stop my video.
Yeah, if you could stop your video, because it's not recording me, actually, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's still recording me. Strange. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out at the end. All right. So anyway, I find one unique quality that the person would have that's similar to mine, and pretty much go from there. Then I think of challenge groups that topic will excite them. So for my yoga groups, I know that they're going to be possibly interested in holistic healing or in personal development or trying to become a better person. A lot of my target market are the spiritual healers. They collect crystals. They are really into astrology. So my challenge groups are related to that. So I do like a personal development challenge group that I know if I were to post an invitation in that group, that's going to really ignite interest in a lot of those people. Another thing that I do is as soon as I join the group, I go in and I post a really friendly picture of myself with no words on it. And I say, hi, my name's Melissa. I'm so excited to join this group. I'm just looking for, and then you list what you're looking for that is a quality that's similar to what you already know you relate to. So I joined a positive energy group. And so I said, hey, I'm Melissa and I'm looking for friends that are really positive, have great energy, and just want some Facebook friends. And I didn't even have to offer the challenge group there. I had 147 comments and 200 something likes. Like, hi Melissa, welcome to the group. Something easy, nothing. And that's all the people that I said I'm looking for friends. So every day when I want to add to my network, I go back to that post and first I'll start with the people in the comments, then I'll start with the people that just liked it. And I go back and every day I'll try and friend like 10 of those people who commented. I'll start at the top and I'll work my way down, the 10 people that commented. Now, before I add them as a friend, I check, are they USA and Canada? If they're not, I kind of ignore it. I mean, I say hi or whatever, but I don't want them to fill my market if they're like in Singapore or India, you know? And then if they don't look creepy, I add them. And most times they'll respond and be very excited because I already went into the group and said, I'm looking for friends. And they've already commented, so I know they're also okay with adding random Facebook friends. And sometimes I add these people, I don't even know who they are. And we have 50 or more like mutual friends because it's just other people in positive energy style groups that are looking. So you have to find out like what you really love. If it's Harry Potter or Star Wars or dogs or anything like that, those people are your target market. So that's one thing I did recently, just the adding the friend thing, and it was amazing. I added so many people to my network, and I didn't even have to be locked in on a challenge group.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Such a good idea. Because you build rapport or whatever, but I'm super active on my personal page, so they still get to kind of know who I am. And at the same time, I talk to them. I private message them once I add them as a friend. Hi, thanks so much for adding me as a friend. That's it. And the conversation kind of just goes from there. And then once I've private messaged them, my stuff is popping up in their news feed, so they end up following me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, well, okay. So that brings me, I guess, to my next thing. So that, how often are you running free challenge groups? Are you feel like one every month, or at least 2 every month, or are you just doing them less frequently because you're able to grow your network easily that way?
When I first started, I was running 4 or 5 a month. Every week was something else. Like first was the free group, then it transitioned to the paid group, then it transitioned to the coaching sneak peek group, and then it transitioned to the coaching training group. And it was too much for my lifestyle. I just couldn't keep up with all of it. And my free group is usually not a free clean eating group. I just don't like to run those as much. I run them when I have new coaches who want me to run them to help them. But I really like the personal development. Those are my niche. I feel really comfortable with those.
Yeah, and you do so well with them. I love them.
So I like those because it's like one a day. I get to do a video. I don't have to think of a script. I kind of just start babbling. And actually, I've seen something that you sent out, and you're good at that too. You just tell your story, it just flows off your tongue. Using video is way more powerful than just typing words. All the challenge groups that I do that are for like my challenge packs, I do a lot of typing, and I feel like they don't get as much engagement. And when I leave a video, it's like, whoo, all of them want to talk. So I feel like you are comfortable face video chatting, and I think you should use that to your advantage, because people really feel you. They feel your facial expressions, and that's really helpful. They kind of know you. So now I do them when I have time. I try to do 1 a month. If it's going to be a lot of my free challenge groups, the personal development ones run for a full month. So if I do like a 28-day challenge group, I like to give myself a break. And then I research for what other ideas I want to do. So my next challenge group is going to be a vegan crock pot and meditation group. And I'm going to do it, I think, for 5 or 7 days, because it's just easier for me instead of a whole month. So,
yeah, it's a lot of work too. I mean,
it is.
Putting it all in. I mean, do you have a success partner?
I do. She lives in Oregon, and she's not 100% active right now because she has issues going on, but she's amazing. And we don't run our challenge groups together. We've always run them separately.
Oh, I see. So Kirsten and I, we always run them together, and we find that, the energy is nice too, and especially to like, say for instance, it just kind of takes the load off a little bit.
Yeah.
Say for instance, like she has something going on, or I have something going on, one of us could fill in, but we've gotten it into scheduling our posts, and that helps tremendously.
What do you use to schedule?
Hootsuite.
Okay. Turn your videos back on. I kind of want to see you guys since I don't know how to do it.
There you go. Oops.
So I use Buffer, and I like that. Oh, hi, it's better. Buffer for my challenge group, my challenge pack challenge groups. But the problem with Buffer is you're only allowed a 30-second video, and videos are like 2 to 8 minutes long. So what I do is, like, right before I go to bed or early in the morning, I'll record 1, or sometimes I'll record 3 and just have them done.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what we've been doing too. Like, change your shirt real quick.
I'll record 3 and then change my shirt and record another 3.
So good.
It's like so much easier if like the whole month is already on the computer and you just log in and you're like, send.
Yeah.
Better.
Totally.
And you can reuse them. You could save the videos and do the group again in 2 months.
And that's actually, so like right now we're running Mindset Makeover. Did you see that?
Yeah, I signed up for that. Did it start already?
Yeah, it started on the 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost over. It has a few more days. It's on the 1st. But so we're doing mindset makeover, and so like we have all of these. What's that?
You have 118 people.
Yeah, something crazy like that. But a lot of them are Beachbody coaches.
Yeah.
So we wanted to, open that up and just, so that everybody could kind of get in there. And so we didn't anticipate that it would be mostly Beachbody coaches. We wanted to invite Beachbody coaches too because there is some, people that in there that could benefit, like Amanda Francis, for instance, if she had some Beachbody coaches in there or whatever. So we wanted it to kind of benefit everybody. But give me a minute. I'm going to see if I can put her down so that we can finish our talk.
Do you have any questions, Kristen?
My biggest thing was growing the network. It's like where I struggle most, I feel. And I love your idea of just like, welcoming yourself to the group and then just adding all those people. I think that's so great because I'm in a ton of groups and I'm sure I like welcomed myself forever ago, but I don't think I like went through and added all the people. So I'm definitely going to like search them and add those people.
Yeah, try not to add more than like 10 or 15 because you will go to Facebook jail. And then,
oh yeah,
yeah. And
good.
It happened to me before. My very first challenge group, my Magical Life Challenge group, had over 400 people in there. And I tried to add all of them as they came, and eventually it just like shut me down. And people could add me, but I couldn't add them.
Oh, okay.
10 at a time. And then if 2 or 3 days go by and they haven't accepted me and I've messaged them, then I go in there and I like reject or I don't know what it's called, but I reverse my acceptance, because if you have a lot of opened friend requests that have not been accepted, they think you're a spammer. So once you remove some of those, you have more space to add new people in.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then you just
How long was your Facebook jail for?
It was a while. I had to work around it. And then once I realized I can release all of the ones that I didn't accept, I went down and like one friend requested like 50, 60 people, and then they let me do
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one
That's
told me
where
that.
I feel like
I was just like friend to everyone who requested, and then they didn't like that.
Good to know, because I would have done that, and then I would have been in Facebook.
I do like 10 or 15 a day, and then you can use the search bar in Facebook and write the name of the group and your name, and your post will pop up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Definitely do that.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't think that she was going to take a nap because she was all happy, and then, of course, as soon as I get on the call, she starts being cranky. You know how it goes.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I could rewatch that part later. That's fine. You don't have to repeat. One of the other things too is like I feel like sometimes I struggle with closing a little bit because we get the objection of it costs too much. What do you say? What do you do? Like, what's your trick?
Okay, well, if you've had a really good conversation and they seem so interested and they really want it, and price is really like the only objection, is like it's not just an excuse like, oh, it's too much. If they're like, oh, I really wish I could have it, but it's too much, then I basically just bluntly say like, well, when do you think you can have the money by? Or like if they're like, oh, I don't have the money now, but maybe blah. And I'm like, when do you think you can have the money by? And they're like, oh, maybe in 2 weeks. I look at my calendar right then and I'm like, oh, so you mean February 28th? And then they're like, oh, yeah, around there. And I'm like, okay, so how about you think about it and, try and save your money, and I'll contact you on March 1st. And they're like, oh, okay, perfect. And then I write it on my calendar, March 1st, who it was and what challenge pack they wanted and what flavor Shakeology they wanted. And then when I write them back, they're like, oh, thanks so much for getting back to me. If someone, like yesterday, I spoke to someone who was very interested. And once I said the price, they were very disappointed. So I was like, well, why don't we talk about how we can help you budget better so that you'll be able to afford it soon. And I break it down for them. And I say, where are you putting the money here? Or do you have any other bank accounts? Or can you borrow the money? Because if they want to be actually a coach, you can make money, so then you can pay back the money. And they were like, oh, yeah, I do have something I've invested. I guess I should take what I invested and put it investing in myself. And so we're going to talk on that day and get back. But I never let them say it's too expensive. I'm like, yeah, I understand. Bye. I always have like Yeah, I also thought it was very expensive, but
And that's what I use.
yeah. But, you know, I also say all the time, I say, you know, the Shakeology comes to $4 a day, and I list all of the benefits and what's in it, and there's no fillers and blah, blah, blah. And then I say, you know, if you go to McDonald's, you will get a meal for $4, but it won't have all that nutrition. And I say you can go to Whole Foods for lunch if you want, and you might be able to get all that nutrition, but you're going to spend $8, $10, sometimes $12 for a meal. And they get really excited about that when they're like, oh, okay, $4 for all of that nutrition. And also you could say, well, maybe instead of using a full scoop of Shakeology for the first month while you're trying it out, use half a scoop and it'll last twice as long. So that's $2 a day.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Then they get it, and then they may or may not continue. If they help sell it, you know, as a coach, then you might surprise you. Yeah.
Are you presenting the opportunity to most everybody that you talk to, or how do you present the opportunity to people? Just certain people?
Not, because at first I wanted all these coaches to advance my rank, but really what I want is coaches that are going to work, that are really good. That's what I want. And I've had lots of coaches, and they all come and they all go. And I want coaches that are going to stay and really work the business. So my 2016 goal is only ask the people I really want. And when I post my coaching posts on my wall, I tell them exactly what I want. I don't know if you saw my video, but I was basically like, I want you if you want to exceed me, if you want to do better than me, if you want me to give you the tools and then you run even further ahead of me. Those are the people I want. And someone wrote me immediately and was like, I felt like you were speaking to me. And I'm like, perfect. You're the one. Or in my challenge groups, if they're really active in the group, those are the ones I contact.
Right.
Now, at the same token, if there are a few that are really overweight and have a really long journey ahead of them, but they really are determined and like the Shakeology, I'll offer it to them because I know that they'll stay on Shakeology for long enough that they're just a good like filler in my team.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I don't want to offer it to just clients or customers that are trying it out and kind of want a discount, because there's no guarantee they're going to stay, and you make less commission on them when they become a coach. So I'd rather build my team for people that are going to build a team.
Right. I don't count my discount coaches. I don't put them in my rank figuring, like when I look forward down the road.
Yeah. Bless.
Because it makes me nervous.
I don't want discount coaches to, like, I want to build a really strong team, and then you can have a few discount coaches like fluff it up, but
right.
You make more money when they're not a coach. So I'd rather give away my commission to someone that like really believes they can do this.
Yeah. One of the things that I was reading from or listening to from Bonnie Engel, one of the videos that Blair posted from the leadership conference. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it.
Yeah, I saw those.
But she, she says that she puts out there what she wants and that she works her business 70% of the time, and she works with her coaches. I think she said 30% of the time. What do you find that helps and works the most to like keep your coaches motivated? Like, that's one thing. Like, I've lost 2 coaches already, and like I just lost my Emerald. And so I just have the one coach now, but it's just like I am kind of feeling like maybe I just don't have the right quality for one. 2, what other things do you find that, help to keep your coaches going and motivated? Like,
I've had a lot of coaches that were super motivated at the beginning. They didn't do Success Club their first few months, and they just got so discouraged that they believed that I could do it and they can't. And then they're like, right after they have that thought, their next thought is Shakeology is a waste of money. The packages are probably being sent to them every month and they haven't even opened them, and they've got too many Shakeology packets around their house. And then the next step after that is they drop off. So what I think is the very most important first thing to do is to help them get to Emerald within their first 30 days. And if they get to Emerald in their first 30 days, they feel accomplished. They feel like they can totally do it. They've already started receiving team bonuses. and they're probably keepers that are very excited to stay on board.
Great.
So I don't run the Coach Basics anymore. I actually have an online course training platform. So when they sign on as a new coach, I throw them into that, and it's 34 days training, and they just go down, like every day a new video opens up. It starts on a Sunday. So if I like add them on Thursday, they don't get their first thing until Sunday. But if I add them on Saturday, they'll get it the next day. So just whenever I add them, I tell them your training will start next Sunday. And then they're on their own and they run through it and they do it on their own. And then I check in with them a couple of times a week to like make sure everything's happening. But I want them to know that like Emerald is easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Get your Emerald and hit Success Club 5. And that's how I kind of keep them there. Because if I don't help them hit Success Club 5, and that's happened to me, they fizzle away and they don't believe that they can do it. So the faster it happens, the better.
How do you motivate them to actually do stuff to get there? Like I have 2 active coaches right now, and neither of them are like sending messages or doing anything really. Like they're active and they both want to be in it for the long haul. And when I talk to them, they're so excited. But then when I ask them if they're doing their power hour, it's like crickets. No one responds.
Yeah. I really feel like, I don't know if you guys have read the Compound Effect, but he has a 1.5 hour lecture from Brazil on Google. And people don't want to sit down and read a book, especially if they don't, like, if you give them months worth of training and you have to read books, it's just a lot coming out of them at once. It's very overwhelming. When I signed on as a coach at March, I was tagged in like every single thing my upline posted. And for the first 3 months, every time I got a notification, I was like, oh, stop. Like, it was too much. I didn't even start coaching till the end of July when I was like, okay, now I'm going to start getting into it. That link pretty much sums up the book in an hour and a half. And it's so powerful because he's the one talking about it. And he talks about how every little step that you do gets you to the end. And it's an extremely motivating 1.5 hour link. And also, I feel I'm getting the question. What'd you say, to motivate them?
Yeah.
So, that was what I was thinking. When I am talking to them about the coaching opportunity, that's kind of like their interview. I'm kind of interviewing them. So I don't actually go all the way through till the end until I know I want them on my team or that we're on the same page and have good ideas. And during that interview process, I'm already telling them, like, I want my team to hit SE5. I want you to help 3 people. I don't say SE5, but I say, like, I want you to help 3 people. You'll get 2 people on your team. And the goal is to do that within the first month. And I like put that out there and tell them that is an expectation to be on this team. I tell them we're a team, we work together. When you make money, I make money. When I make money, you make money. We have to work together. So I don't really want people on my team that don't want to pull their weight. So I put that out there right at the beginning. And then that way if they sign, that's like in their head, oh, I need to do this. And
right.
I have a Facebook group that I put them in, like my team page. And every time I think of something or see something or one of the uplines post a cool video, I'm just throwing it in there. I give them every single resource I have. And that kind of motivates them. And then I check in with them at least once a week. And be like, where are you? But like one of my girls was like, I can't find time to work out. I just can't. And it's like, okay, well, then send me your schedule. I'll find the time for you to work out.
Right, exactly.
So she sent me her schedule and I did. And I was like, you have to wake up a half hour earlier. I talked to a bunch of other coaches and that's what they said. She's like, a half hour earlier? And I'm like, well, you wanted these goals. You're not working on them. What do you expect? If you wake up a half hour earlier, it might suck at the beginning, but you will reach your goals. And she's like, okay, I'll wake up a half hour earlier.
So good.
Tell them how it's supposed to be with content, because you're their coach. Like, they don't know. You're basically their coach because you're one step ahead of them. So you just tell them how it is.
Yeah.
That's kind of the culture of it, I guess.
And Sue, when you are like, say, making your post for Open for Business, I haven't seen that video that you posted about what you were looking for. So I need to look and find that.
It wasn't last night. It was 2 nights ago. Are you guys on Facebook?
I can be.
January 24th at 9:31 p.m. Called important message. Please ignore the black paint on my fingertips. I noticed while I was recording, I was painting with my kids, and I put my hand up to my face, and I'm like, you're gonna wonder why all my fingertips are black.
Okay, I see it. I'll have to watch it later.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I told them, I want you on my team if you're sick and tired of being in the same place. And it's just a very casual video. I think I did it like 9:30 sitting on my bed. So I think
yeah, no, but that's what works for you, right?
Yeah, I'm very, I know all the coaches that I was like watching their videos and I was training are like dressed up in jewelry and makeup. And I'm like, I'm going to leave videos in my pajamas. So that's the way I do it.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like it.
Working from home, I don't like to get all fancy.
I know.
No, for sure. I'm like, I hate even taking the kids to school because I look like this.
I take the kids to school in my pajamas and they go out. My kids are older, but they walk out and then I drive home and then I shower and get dressed and whatever. But pretty much I roll out of bed and take them to school.
Yeah. Yeah, we walk to school, so it's like, you know,
nice.
I kind of can't be in my pajamas. Yeah. But that's good. Okay, so I did have another question.
You said
I guess maybe
posts.
Go ahead.
You said something about coaching posts.
Oh yeah. So like when you're making your open for or not open for your coaching post, yes.
Yeah.
What kind of criteria do you put in there? Do you put exactly what you're looking for, or do you put, you know, just just a generic kind of thing?
Usually what I do now is I don't put every detail in there. Like each post is going to be focused on one detail. So I'm not going to say, like, I don't know, I don't have a good example, but I'm not going to say a million different things. And in each post, it's going to be one, maybe two. And I always start with a story, like 2 paragraphs of a story, and then how that story relates to what I'm about to say. I go into the coaching. And then the third part of it is telling them what I want. If you are driven, or if you are teachable, or if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, or if you just are in a rut and want something better. I ask a couple of questions, but not a million questions. And then I say, then this is who I want on my team. But then I put some scarcity in there. I'm only accepting however many I am for the month. And this year I've decided I'm only going to accept 5 for the month. And that'll get me to SC10 plus grow my team and also allow me to really work with each one of them individually. Mm-hmm. When the spaces are gone, I always post below 1 space is gone, or 2 spaces left, or 3 days left to fill this space. But then I contact everyone that has commented with 1 paragraph that I just send. And unless I've already sent it to them before, like a couple months before I scroll up to see, but otherwise it's pretty much word for word. And then I go through the likes and I do the same thing. And then they come out to me. So if my coaching post gets a lot of engagement, then that's pretty much all I need for the whole month to work on.
Yeah.
Do another coaching post maybe a week later or a couple days later, and see that some of those people are the same. And if it's the same, if it's the same people on both of those coaching posts, they're interested, but they're not asking.
Yeah.
And so I had like 80 people this week that I had to contact.
Holy cow.
Coaching opportunities. Some of them they'll say, I just support you. I don't care. I'm not interested. And that's fine. Thanks for supporting me. And then I mark them in my Team Z. They're supporting me. They don't want to be involved. Like I have a lot of like older women on my page that just don't want to be involved or supporting me. But if I think there's a chance, then I'm not going to stop, because I think you have to ask like 5, 6, 7 times sometimes before they really want to flip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was 80 people. And I really just spent the last 4 days going through them. Like I checked to see who liked it, and that list pops up, that box. And then I right click on everybody's name and open in a new tab. So that box is always open. And then the page that I'm going to contact them is a separate page. And I just copy paste, and then I go in Teamsy and copy paste it and go on to the next one. And it takes 3 days to go through everybody. And eventually people will write me back sometimes 2 days later, like, oh, hi. And then I start a conversation. Or what I say is, and I have a webinar and you guys can use it if you want. I say, hi, I want to send you off the call that I did. If you're interested, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they'll write me back and say, yes, I'm interested. I never send the call. I say, that's when I start my conversation. And I say, great, I'm going to send you the call. You can watch it and we can talk about it. When's a good time? And until they give me a set in stone time that works for me and I can actually plug it in on my calendar, I don't send them the video. And once they say 2:30 Thursday, I write their name down and I say, okay, I'm going to send the video now. Watch it before our call. We'll talk at 2:30 on Thursday. And I think I'm closing most of them, like a lot of them.
That's something that, that's something what we started doing. We made a webinar. And instead of putting them in a what is coaching, because those typically don't work, or whatever. So we've been using those. And then like I have a Woofu application that I've been using. Now I have it integrated into my website, so I'm not using that anymore. And I just started my website, so it's almost done. So we're just, what's up?
I saw it. It looks good.
Oh, thank you. So, just a couple of different things there, and we have the video, and I feel like our video kind of, it answers all the questions. There's really nothing like lacking there at all. And we know that it works. We've used it. We've tested it, and it's good. But I don't know. I don't know what I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I'm talking to people. Like yesterday, my freaking paper, I talked to like an insane amount of people, like and that was one thing too. Like I downloaded Teamsy, I have it, for the 30-day thing, and I'm waiting still for my Facebook thing to download and email it to me. I still don't have it.
Do it again. It'll be there right away.
Okay.
Yeah, go in there and just download it again.
Okay.
It took me about an hour and a half to set up, and my business has boomed. Like I put in there that I doubled my goal. So the amount that I wanted to make a year, I was like, okay, I'll put that in there. And I'm like, let me put just a little bit more. But then it's like a field where like the example is in like lighter gray.
Yes.
The example was double what I was offering for myself. And I was like, oh, their example is double? Well, then I'm going to go with that. So I went with that. And I've had to contact so many people that Teamsy's making me contact, but I'm doing it and I'm usually doubling it. And people all of a sudden are just starting to come out of nowhere. Like it's totally working. But I'm really active. That's another thing. When you're adding to your network, the day you decide I'm going to add like 40 people to my network, you have to have been very active the last 3 days and the next 3 days, because they're going to come check you first. And as soon as they like all the value that's on my page, then they'll like me. And then I don't really have to do a lot of work. They kind of like, oh, that's the one I want to go to when I need help.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really messaging people like all day long.
Yeah.
It's nonstop. And I like Teamsy because I don't have to write it down. I really copy, paste, next. Copy, paste, next. And then if I need a follow up, you can click follow up. You never have to think about it. And then when I go into Teamsy and click on follow ups, those are the people I follow up with every day.
Nice.
You never have
So I haven't figured out yet how to use Teamsy. Do you think maybe you could show us?
Are you going to be on it?
Oh, it's tonight, right?
It is tonight, but I can show you.
Are you like affiliated with the guy that did it, or?
No, I fell in love with the program because it was really the missing piece to everything. I feel like I've built all these systems. I know how to do the challenge groups. I know how to add to the network. And the one thing that was really missing for me was like keeping track of everything.
Yeah.
And I have so many pages and papers everywhere, and I just fell in love with the program. Like my business boomed, and I called them and I was like, I need to speak to the person who's in charge of this. I need to speak to who created it. It's really important. And then he contacted me an email. I was like, I need you on my team call. I want it to kind of be a requirement for my downline to use this program. Because I'm having so much success with it. And I feel like if you can get your team to be using things that are successful for you, they're going to have success too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I really liked it.
What time is the call? Your time?
It's 9 p.m. Eastern. Do you see this?
Yeah.
So here's my dashboard. I haven't done anything today. Is there a way to?
So it tells you that you need to connect.
Today, I need to contact 6 more people from this What's Up Next list.
Mm-hmm.
And then this says I need to contact 5 customers. So you click here, customers. So I click 5 of them.
Are those like your customers already that you have?
These are people that have been imported from my Coach Online office,
Mm-hmm.
or who have purchased a challenge pack from me.
Nice. It's awesome that it just imports right from your online office, so you have to sit there and type it all
You
in.
don't have to type anything in, except when you add people day by day. You click here, add, prospect, boom, 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 add. Very
But
easy.
that's not a whole lot, so that's awesome.
And then
Once you get it,
coaches, they want you to connect with teammate coaches. So you click here, coaches, and you'll connect with them. And then they want you to add 1 person, but I usually add a million more. And then over here, when you've done your shake, you click it, your personal development.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's very helpful. And then over here, the follow-ups. And you'll see I have a lot that are late. For some reason, these are not for, I haven't followed up with them yet because I haven't typed them into Teamsy, but I have followed up with most of these. But you would go here, I'm supposed to follow up on the 23rd. So all of these that are red, I need to connect with today.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more that'll be yellow, which will tell you the date you're supposed to connect with them. So I basically go in to my prospects, I contact 7 of them, then I click here customers, I contact 5 of them, and contact 3 coaches, and then I contact all my follow-ups, and I'm done. And then the next day it tells me what to do. Now when I go into somebody's name, this person I just spoke to recently, I'll scroll down here and click on activity feed, and I remember what happened. He will sign as a coach with hammer and chisel on Friday. I never have to remember anything. When he pops up in my feed or my follow-up, all I do is go here and I'm like, what did we talk about? Oh,
that's
okay.
awesome.
It's so easy.
That's really cool.
Easy.
So the connects for prospects, is that like prospects for coaches or for customers?
If you're not a customer or a coach, you're a prospect.
Okay.
Because it's a possible coach or customer eventually one day.
Right.
And then you rank them. I give everyone 3 stars. If I don't think they'll ever want something from me for whatever reason, or I wrote like if they were bitchy to me in high school, they get a 2 star. 1 star is like they live in a different country, so there's no point in selling Beachbody to them. 4 stars is they've liked my coaching post, or they're really interested, or I've been coaching them for free for a while and I think there's potential. 5 stars is if they're very active challenger, or they've referred me to a bunch of people. And
cool.
That's it. And then if you do 3 stars, they pop up every 60 days. If you do 4 stars every, or 2, I don't know, 60, 90, and 100, 30, 60, 90, 120 days. So it just tells you what to do.
Is there like little tutorials? Because like the ones that I thought was just him talking.
Yeah, there are little tutorials. I'm gonna stop sharing. There are tutorials that you could find on YouTube, but when you actually go through the wizard on Teamsy, it shows you the tutorials of the next step before you do it. And there's questions tonight. He'll do all question answers.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Way around with it.
Yeah, I'll have to play around with that because I just bought this planner and it's like it has nice little sections, and I'm like, because otherwise I was just like using my notebook and there was pieces of paper everywhere and things were getting lost, and I was trying to remember by the top of my head. No, it wasn't working. It's like I'm talking to way too many people.
Binders. Now I have this big, gigantic binder, and too much. I mean, every month I'm upgrading the size of my binder, and it's just so. now I don't need one at all.
Yeah.
And I love it. And you know, if I'm contacting like 80 people a day, I don't know. The fact that it's online, like I remember what conversation I had, what day I had it with, when I said I'd follow up, what challenge pack they want, like everything that I need to know about that person is there. Just like any business, like when you call AT&T and you're like,
They
I
have
have a
all that.
problem with your phone bill, they already know the entire story there and they're taking notes. So same with you, you know.
Mhm.
Very.
Is it a new program?
What?
Is it a new program?
It's
The
brand
team?
new. It's
Nice.
a brand new program. Eric is a Beachbody coach and he created it. He was really into in real estate and he's all about like connecting with the people, and he had a similar program in that. So then he's a Beachbody coach and created this just for Beachbody coaches. Because it's a compliance issue to like own this company and be a Beachbody coach, he doesn't operate it. He like created it and now he's not operating it for compliance issues.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, everybody, all his teams are using it. They had a 30-day beta trial that I was part of where we got to like suggest what we wanted or what didn't work. And
Nice.
they're trying to perfect it. And I think this is like their second or third month. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Wow.
we just launched it. So yeah, it's a new program.
That's really cool.
It's exciting. It's made for
Are you doing Jesse's training? You did, didn't
signed
you?
up for it, like the first round. Now they're on the second round. And I made it to the third module, and then I just got too busy. And I keep saying I'm going to go back in there, but I haven't had a chance. And now I see they're on the first round, the second round, and they've released module 4 for the second time. And I stopped module 3. I'm like, already the second round has passed me, so I just need to wait for the third round.
Same with us.
Yeah.
I'm just doing too much right now. So I bought it and it's there, and I know I'll get to it. It just haven't happened yet.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Us too. It takes more work and more time and trial and error than I guess kind of sort of anticipated at first.
I signed up for a lot of Facebook or business marketing courses or anything. I have a lot of online courses that I've been learning from over the last couple of months. And there gets to be a point where you don't want to know everything about every system. You want to work on coaching your people, and you want someone who's good at it to just set it up and do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the Facebook, I have a really hard time knowing every single details if I were a Facebook pro. However, a lot of my friends who have different companies have asked me to help them with Facebook advertising because I know a ton more than they do. But
Yeah.
for me, I know nothing from that course. Like, it's too hard.
Right. Right. I hear you. My mom, she does plexus, and so
Really?
yeah, I know, isn't it crazy? And so she's just like, well, how do you do this? I don't know, Mom. Like,
That's funny. My mom's a health coach too with a different company, and
how funny.
yeah, I don't know how she does what she does, but I really believe in Beachbody. I really love our company so much.
Me too. Me too. Where are you like right now? Like, do you have a Sega Business Center, or are you just working your one? Or
I'm an Emerald coach that's been like one coach away from Diamond every single month. Like one coach pops on, the other one goes away. One comes on, the other goes away. Or I have all my coaches and one loses their Emerald. Like it hasn't happened yet, but I don't even care. Like it's just a piece of paper, and that's why I said 2016 is just I want 5 coaches every single month, and I'll get to Diamond when I get to Diamond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can relate. I mean, like we've both been. For me, like my depression was really making things really hard for me, or I was letting it be really hard for me, you know. And so I was really slow going, and then really inconsistent. And I'm still just trying to perfect being consistent.
That's really
like I'll post, you know, but now it's like, okay, I need to perfect getting in my power hour and making sure I'm doing it every day and making sure that I'm talking to people as much, because I felt like, okay, I was doing it and I was talking to people, but I wasn't tracking it. So then it's like, okay, well, I just lost track of that person. I have no idea where they were. I don't remember what we were talking about, you know?
I don't even know who we spoke to.
Yeah, I was wasting my time, basically.
I did great last summer. I hit Success Club 10 May, June, July, and August.
That's
But
awesome.
then Kirsten stopped coaching, and I was like, yep, well, I don't know what to do anymore. So, and then basically until I started working with Kayla, I didn't even do anything again.
Yeah,
That's the thing. The support is really important. Like,
totally.
if your coach isn't providing energy to the team, like the whole team's energy is lagging. And everyone gets a piece of that.
Yeah.
Another good thing is if you feel confident, even if your systems are all messed up and you're missing out and doing whatever, if you feel confident and you can teach people through your confidence, it doesn't matter what you're doing because they'll feel confident and they'll want to build up their business. So I feel like when you make coaching posts to 10, you're already a 2-star diamond when you're posting them, you know? Set the goal, the dollar amount goal in Teensy that you want for what you want like 2 years from now. Like, why not just start now doing double the amount of. So I was doing Power Hour the same way. I was like, I'm on Facebook for 8 to 10 hours a day. I'm talking to everybody. Why is this not working? But the actual reason is because I'm not tracking and I'm not staying on top of it. And my Power Hour literally takes 1 hour. I sit on Teamsy, I shut off everything else, and I'm boom, boom, copy, paste, done. And so efficient. And I don't have time. So that's exactly why I love it.
Mm-hmm.
There's some sort of tracking system, even if it's not Teamsy.
Yeah, you have 2 kids, right?
Yeah, I have 2 boys.
Yeah.
They're 9 and 7.
Yeah. And that's good. And it's important, you know, that we're available for them and that, you know, it's not like, okay, I'm glued to the freaking computer all day.
Right.
Because I feel like that's kind of like my issue a little bit. You know, my oldest, she's in kinder right now. So she's only gone 3 hours. So it's like right now, Kirsten and I, we decided, okay, these are our business hours. When my daughter's in school, we're going to work our business. And then when I'm done, I'm going to do my best to shut it off.
It's hard. I'm in here all the time. Like my office is a mess because I taught the kids we were like sewing pillows and bags this week. I was like, okay, you sit here and sew, and I'm typing, and they're like, can you thread the needle? And I thread it, and then they're sewing. You got to balance it. It's hard. But yeah, my business hours are during school hours, and then 9 p.m. I'll take one more call, and then I'm usually up till midnight doing stuff. I don't sleep.
Yeah. No
It's
kidding.
hard once you start to go to bed. Last night I was up till midnight, and then today I got up at 6, and now I'm like,
That's how my days are.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. But I feel like once I build the team and I get people under me that are moving it, I can take one step back. I can have to still be active, but you still get to breathe a little bit.
yeah.
Totally. And that's our goal. I mean, we've been working our booties off, you know, and Kirsten's going to be launching her website soon.
Awesome.
So she's working on that. So, you know, we have a little bit of backside extra work that's maybe not necessarily right at the moment for our business, but it is, you know what I mean? You're like, you have a website, right? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I have a website, and I'm also launching an online personal development course, which is separate from this.
Nice.
I've been working on that like every single night for a couple of months, so it's almost done.
How cool is that? That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that like the personal development challenge groups went over really well, and I was like, I should do something like this. So that'll happen.
So is it like a paid course?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome,
course, and then that'll be like their mind and spirit, and if they're interested in the body, then I'll be like, look, beach body.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're gonna have like, well, I don't know how many people. Like, do you think it's gonna be like off the chain, like really cool, or like is it gonna be like a smaller group? Like,
No, I want it to be big. I really want it to be big, and I have like I've put in these email automations. I have several targeting things that I'm trying to do and spending money on Facebook ads to bring them into me. But it's a lot of money to just see what happens, but it's kind of working. So I'm glad it's going to lift off.
That's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's all related. Like we're just helping people.
And definitely like Kayla and I both, for us, like changing our mindset has been so much of the journey, like probably more than the fitness portion, because I couldn't stick with it if I hadn't changed my mindset and found the positive like side of life.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. And then people are attracted to that.
They
want to pop on, see what you're doing. But I post about the business like once a day. I'm very active with I want you, come here, or sometimes a Shakeology thing.
Yeah.
No, I only have a few minutes left because I have
Uh-huh.
3 minutes, but you mentioned something about creative challenge groups.
Yeah.
If you go onto Google and search for lists of things, that's what I do. I ask Google for lists of things, like the 10 best reasons to smile or something else. But I take each one of those reasons and I turn them into a day of the challenge group. So if there's like a list of 8 things, then I create an 8-day challenge group and I just use that. And then I Google what I want to do. So like if one thing just lists smile more, then I'll search on Google, why should you smile more? And then you have all your content for the day.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's a good idea.
That is really cool.
Like Mind Body Green has a lot of stuff, like, or BuzzFeed. It's always lists of things. So
Very cool. I have one more question. How do you change up your approach when you're talking about the business every day? Like, do you make like a, hey, this is what I'm looking for, or like sneak it in? Because I was talking to Blair when I met her when they were out here, and she said that, you know, she posts about it being like, okay, I'm looking for something that wants more out of life, the whole like rhino thing, and then, you know, she was talking about you know, different ways that you can throw it in there without being like the same content every day. Does that make sense?
yes. So each coaching post I have a different thing that I'm doing. I'm either going to go for, if you need financial like freedom, that'll be the theme of that post. Or the next post will be if you are a stay-at-home mom and you want to be able to stay home. Or the next, and I don't do that one so much because my kids are older now, but I have done that. Or tell them where you used to be. I used to be on food stamps and now I'm not. Or I used to weigh 10 pounds more and now I don't. I just pick a different thing each time. But I do sprinkle it in. It's not necessarily an official coaching thing. So you can post a picture of you and your kids and say all this wonderful thing about the picture, and at the very end be like, and that's why I love coaching. And coaching has allowed me to do this, just one sentence. So it's always sprinkled in there. I have a picture. A lot of people lately have been asking me about Shakeology for nursing or for feeding their kids. So I took a picture of my 7-year-old drinking a greenberry shake. And I'm going to take a picture of my older son drinking chocolate, except he told me he won't take the picture unless I buy vanilla. And then I'm going to put like, even my kids like Shakeology, and that just answers the objection that I've been getting all the time. And I kind of just throw it in. People like to see kids and pets and flowers.
I'm going to make a breastfeeding one, and I'm going to drink my Shakeology or hold my Shakeology next to it. Yeah, seriously.
That would be a good one.
Or she could be holding the cup while you're drinking out of a straw. On it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And see, it's like, I do get people asking me, well, is it safe for breastfeeding, or is it safe while I'm pregnant, or, you know, whatever. So
you take a picture of you nursing, drinking the Shakeology, and put text on the picture and be like, I never miss a day. And then in the message, be like, I'm a nursing mom and Shakeology is the best thing for me. I love how it has blah, blah, blah. And that's it. Quick thing. Doesn't have to be like 10 paragraphs. Sometimes when it's 10 paragraphs, it's kind of too much to read.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm going to do that. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much
for reaching out, and we'll talk again whenever you need.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Take care.
You too.